Good evening, and it's time now for the business day. The government fell $28.7 billion short of its revenue and grants target during the first quarter of the 2026-2027 fiscal year. Now, this is according to new figures from the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. The ministry's fiscal operations report shows the government had projected collections of $293.5 billion between April and June, but brought in $264.8 billion. The report also shows tax revenues missed target by $18.8 billion. Tax collections amounted to $253.9 billion compared with the budgeted $272.7 billion. The revenue shortfall forced the government to reduce spending. Total expenditure for the quarter was $288.5 billion. That's $19.5 billion below the $308 billion originally budgeted. Capital spending, which finances infrastructure projects such as roads, bridges, schools, and hospitals, was among the areas affected. Capital spending was cut by 22.2%, falling from the planned 17.6 billion Jamaican dollars to Jamaican $13.7 billion. To some other news now, 8 of the world's oil companies have reported combined profits of more than $90 billion in the second quarter of 2026. This follows the sharp increase in oil prices linked to the Iran-Israel conflict. The surge followed global energy supply disruptions, which pushed oil prices above $100 a barrel for a brief period. Now, both ExxonMobil, which have operations in Guyana, are among the 8 named oil companies. ExxonMobil posted earnings of $14.5 billion, double what it made during the same period last year, as well as its highest quarterly profit since the onset of the Russia-Ukraine conflict in 2022. Chevron reported net income of $12.2 billion, more than 5 times what it earned during the same period last year. The results also drew criticism from the U.S. President Donald Trump.
Based on a shortage, they're making too much money. I don't like it. And I should be the last one to say, because I'm a big free enterprise guy, nobody bigger. And, you know, you're going to see oil, when we're finished with Iran, you're going to see the prices drop through the floor. But they made too much money, too much money. Chevron, too much money. ExxonMobil, too much money. When you look at one company where they made 12 times what they made the year before, they got to give some of that back to the public. And they better cut the retail price, the consumer price. Too much money. You're surprised I'm saying it? I'll say it loud and clear. I'm not happy about it.
Now, environmental watch groups, including Global Witness and Friends of the Earth, argue the profits came as people worldwide are being affected by higher energy costs and more extreme weather. They are calling for higher taxes on oil companies to help fund renewable energy projects and climate-resilient measures. Let's go to some stocks news now. The JSE index advanced by 1,819 points, while the junior market index declined by 51 points. The advances were Kingston Wharves, Margaritaville Turks, Trans-Jamaican Highway 8%, ISP Finance Services, and Palace Amusement. The losers included Cygnus Real Estate Financial, Main Event Entertainment Group, G West Corporation, Cargo Handlers, and 138 Student Living Jamaica variable preference shares. 23 stocks traded firm. To some foreign exchange trading now. At the end of foreign currency trading, banks and cambios were selling the US dollar for an average $159.61. The Canadian dollar is being sold for $112.34. The pound is going for $213.32, while the euro is selling for an average $183.26. And that's the Business Day news from overseas when we return.